At long last, my family got to meet her. At long last, my family got to meet her. The one whose name had lived in whispers, a name that danced on my lips in secret, a name that filled my heart with quiet shivers. She had been the echo of every thought, the melody that hummed through every day, the light that softened all the battles fought, the promise of tomorrow come what may. But time, as always, had kept us apart, like distant stars in an endless sky. I could only carry her deep in my heart and wonder if the distance would ever die. For years she was but a name I had say when no one else could hear my prayers, a thought that stayed with me day by day, a love that danced in the spaces between my cares. I lived with the hope that one day they had see what she meant, the way she shaped my life, that she was not just a dream meant for me, that she was my partner, my heart, my wife. But the world, it seemed, had kept us apart, a puzzle that took longer to complete. Still, I cried her deep in my heart, a love that I longed to one day great. And so, at long last, the moment arrived when time itself seemed to whisper. Now I could hardly believe how the stars had contrived for her she stood, and my heart beat loud. There she was in all her grace, with eyes that spoke of a thousand years, her smile a soft and tender, embarrassed, whipping away all doubts and fears. I watched my family, each one's face, their expression a blend of hope and trepidation, wondering if in this stranger's place lay the love that had been my salvation. My mother, with her wise and weathered eyes, gazed upon her with quiet grace. She did not need to speak to recognize that there was something in her face. She had known me all my days, guiding me through joy and pain. And now, in this woman, she could trace the same love that coursed through my veins. Her voice was gentle, the words she spoke well like the calm of evening air. But every syllable, every note told me she had seen her there. Her questions were soft yet searching true, as if to know if this love was real. And in the answer, she saw it too, a bond that time could never steal. My father, who rarely wore his heart on his sleeve, sat quietly, his brow slightly furrowed. He studied hard carefully, not willing to believe what he had not yet seen or fully known, but there was a glint in his steady gaze, a kind of knowing beneath the weight, and I watched him, in those quiet ways as he sized her up, as he dared to wait. My father was a man, a few words, a rock to which we all had clung, yet in his silence I knew he heard the truth that now was being sung. He saw how she laughed, how she moved with a grace that matched my own, and in her eyes a warmth that proved she was the one who had truly grown. When he reached for her hand, it was slow like a mountain shifting with the dawn. But when their fingers touched, I knew it was the bond that would carry us on. My sister, ever the playful light, was the first to break the tense refrain. She leapt from her chair, her eyes so bright, and wrapped her arms around her with no strain. Welcome to the family, she cried, and in that moment I saw my fears fade. For my sister had no hesitation to hide, no doubts that love could ever trade. She embarrassed her like a long lost friend, with laughter ringing through the air. And in that moment, I knew we had meant for the walls of doubt and had vanished there. My sister had always been the bridge, the one who brought together hearts, and in her joy, we crossed the ridge of hesitation and made new starts. Then there was my brother, so courteous and wise, the one who cadenced every throw, who weighed every word, every compromise, always searching for answers that were sought. He regarded her with a keen, sharp eye, not one to accept things without care. Yet even he could not deny the truth he saw shining there. He did not offer words of grand display, but in his quiet, contemplative way I saw him nod, as if to say, "This love, I see it here to stay." And though he did not embarrass her with the same flair, he offered a nod, a gesture so rare for my brother, whose heart took longer to thaw, had finally seen the strength of our love. As the evening wore on, we all began to speak, sharing stories, recounting old days, each conversation unfolding like a creek that wends its way through fields and bays, and in the warmth of the firelight glow, we spoke of our lives of joy and strife. And in that circle, we began to know that she was no longer a dream, but my life. At long last, my family got to meet her, the one who had shaped my every thought, and in their eyes I saw the blur of doubts and fears, all but forgot. We stayed long into the night, talking, laughing, sharing tears, And in that soft internal light, we erased the distance of all those years. At last, my family got to meet her, and in that meeting, everything changed for what had once been a future unsure. Now felt grounded, real, and arranged. No more whispers, no more waiting, no more dreams kept on this side. For now, our love was truly creating a future where we could all reside. The night was deep, the stars so bright as we embarrassed what we had found, and I knew that in her shining light we had all been truly bound. And at last, my family got to meet her, and with that moment, we were reborn. For the love that had waited so long and sure had found its place, its voice, its form, no longer distance, no longer unknown. At last, our hearts had come to see that this woman, this love, had always grown. She was the one who had made me free.